if you want to start some fights on YouTube or Instagram or something, just post some saw stuff. You just, it will blow up. But you can't put a price on knowledge and experience. I don't care. And if you can get with somebody like them, who there's no egos and they're eager to help, and then the person in front of them is eager to learn, that's when the magic happens. Egos get in the way. Egos will get you hurt. Today's video is going to be a little late. I just got back a little bit ago from over in Georgia where I made a run over there. Had some people ask about the 550 XP Mark II that I pulled the jug and the piston apart on. This is it right here. We're going to take it out there and run it a little bit here and cut some firewood blocks. All I did was just pull it off and clean the top of the piston. The ring wasn't stuck in or anything like that. It fired up. It runs like a top. But while I was gone this weekend over there in Georgia, I picked up a couple more new saws. This is another new 540 IXP top panel battery saw. I wanted another one of these, and so I got one of these. I got this one. This one come without batteries, charger, all that stuff like that. And I also picked up another new 550 XP Mark II right here also, because again, this is my most run saw that I run that has the most hours on it, is this saw here. And I had a lot of people ask about the how many hours got on it. I don't know. I do have the Husqvarna stuff to plug up to the auto tune stuff, but I don't have the account. The only way it'll work is if you have an account or have ties with Husqvarna. So I've got to get a where I can sign in, to where I can plug in, where I can tell y'all the hours on it. But like I said, the 550, I like the 550 a lot better than the 261. It's just this a little beast of a saw here. And what happened with it was too is it wasn't any fault of the saw or anything. I've run some different gas here recently, and I was running some base fuel in it. It's what I was running in it, and the saw just don't like that stuff. There's something in that base fuel that the 550 didn't like. I did run it in the 372. It's fine in the 372s. Did not affect them at all. The older saws it didn't, but something in that fuel, because that fuel, it runs about $8 a gallon. So I was trying to save a little bit of money, start back mixing my gas again, everything over the pre-mix, because that's predominantly what I run. But we're going to take this out here and we're going to fire her up and we're going to run her. So this saw has not been cranked today. Oh, on a side note, while I was over there with John and him, I did have an opportunity. One of the gurus from Husqvarna had an opportunity. He had a 592 and ran it. And I'll talk more about it. I've got a little bit of a video, not a lot of video with it. He showed up about an hour or an hour and a half too late. Had he showed up at the right time, you'd have got to see that saw slay a big white oak tree, which some people have seen on Instagram and stuff like that. But anyhow, this saw has not been cranked. I'm gonna crank it cold and let it warm up. I'll purge her up real quick. That's one thing that still has missed a bolt. The boat on is a purge. That's not a primer, it's a purge. It runs the gas through it. It's very handy cranking the saws, man, because it puts the gas right there, especially when you run out of gas. Say second pull. Let her warm up there.
can listen to the saw run. It didn't affect the saw. It didn't hurt it none. The chain on this thing is wore slap out. SP33G. And this log that I'm cutting right here, it is covered in mud on the top of it. And I'm just cutting right through that stuff. It just, I mean, it's hilarious, man. But that, I say it in the video. I don't know if I'm going to edit it out or not. But the Husqvarnas are the Mack trucks of chainsaws. And I know that, and I confirm that because I've got Steel and Husqvarna both. A lot of people ask me, man, how come you're not running Husqvarnas no more? You just ain't watching the right videos. So hopefully folks will watch this one here and see. So this is on Friday afternoon. I keep looking at my watch. Jill's texting me. I'm trying to get this done and cut this stuff up because we were going to go out to eat dinner. Jill worked this week on, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Let's see. Let me make sure. No. Yeah, Thursday was her 25th anniversary at the place where she works there in town. And so we're going out to eat for that, and also Hunter's 21st birthday was earlier this week too. So man, I was running the dog out of the saw. Somebody say it sounds kind of weak. No, I was pushing the heck out of this thing, dude. I'm telling you, I was dogged in, letting her eat. If you notice on the saw, it's got some different dogs on it. These are some dogs that are custom made, or one dog that's custom made from a guy. And he's supposed to sell them, but he never has come through on that deal. Luckily, I got one that he made for it, and it actually does work better than the one that comes on it from the factory. Or this is a 20-inch bar on here too, by the way, and I have no mercy on this thing. I run this saw just like I run it right here ever since I've had it. And so the saw now is that's right, 2.5 years old is how old this saw is. I'll get to sign in stuff where I can sign in on Husqvarna, and I've just been lax on getting that. I can make that happen, no problem, but where I can put the common service tool on it and show what it's doing.
I don't think it's all hurt none. What do you think? And this chain on it is shot. That's the SP33G. Steel cuts, and it's gone.
So you see me at the beginning of the video turn the center on and then flip my phone up where you can see. So the cool thing about the centers, you can connect them back to your phone and you can play music through them. So I'm sitting there listening, streaming music back to it while I'm cutting. I can take calls and everything like that too through it. And I've got a new center that I've got in there that just came in. I've got some stuff that I'm fixing to do a little bit different as far as the chainsaw videos and all that. Because right now is the time to be posting chainsaw videos. Boy, they are flat getting wore out by folks right now watching, because we're coming into the fall season and all that good stuff. But and here in just a minute, I talk about going over there with hanging out with Johnny and them and working with them there also. So right here, you see me, I'm fixing to open this gas cap on this thing. I want to see what it's done burn. There's one thing about it. Husqvarna has the air figured out on these saws. They go into the air filter, and they also have fuel consumption figured out. They do not burn but near the gas that the steels do.
I ain't doing nothing to the saw except for just cleaning the top of the piston. When I pulled the piston out of it, of course I didn't show it on the video, but it was like it wasn't like a carbon. You know, carbon would be a dark type of stuff. This was white. It's almost like a paste, kinda. And I know it's something that's in that, you know, in that gas that I was running in it. And I figured the saw was done. I was actually very surprised that it cranked. But so the Husqvarna stuff, I had one guy. There's so much stuff with these saws, man. If you want to start some fights on YouTube or Instagram or something, just post some saw stuff. You just it will blow up. And I do very well off saw videos, but the only thing I done was pulled the jug and piston off of it, cleaned the top of the piston, stuck it back together. I cleaned it, the jug in there too. I cleaned it up in the combustion chamber up there. Still running. It's running about 90 pounds of compression is enough on a saw. And it's, you know, there's some saws that run a lot more than that, but the saw is running in the upper 90s now on it. The tolerances, I actually got a hold of one of Husqvarna's manuals for all the details on the saw. The tolerances are good on it. They're still in check on it, and that's the reason why it's running. But some people said that, you know, or a couple people said that that's what you get for running the saw 15,500 RPMs. Well, that's the way the saw is designed to run. The saw is designed to run right there at that. And all these new saws, especially the steels that I run with the bark boxes, the saws take care of themselves while you're running them, you know, in the air fuel mixture and all that stuff like that. But also, they have a rev limiter in them, and so on the steels with the bark boxes, it'll sound like it's almost four-stroking, and it's not. If you're not loaded in the wood, what happens is the saw will ping that rev limiter so fast, it's nuts. It does it on the Husqvarnas, but you don't hear it as much on the Husqvarnas because the muffler system that's on it's not as opened up. But the 592 now, it'll do it really quick on it, and you can hear it. The muffler's a lot larger on the 592. The cool thing about the 592 is, of course, it's not fuel injected. It's auto tune. There's no choke on it. You just crank the saw. You just purge it, snatch it, and crank it. That's all you do on the 592. And it's really cool to have that aspect, because yesterday when I cranked it cranked on the first pull. It cranked. This saw right here, normally it pops on the second pull, and then it usually cranks on the second or the third pull there after that. Most time it's on the second. That time right there is the third or whatever it was on it that time. But man, you can't hardly, even running funky gas in it like what I did, You still can't hurt these saws. And like I said, look at the chain on that thing. That chain, that's a SP33G. That's the best chain going for a homeowner or you know, a farmer or anything like that. You can hit the dirt with them and they'll still cut pretty dang good. They're a fantastic chain, and Husqvarna didn't pay me to say none of that stuff either. So anyhow, very productive trip over there with Johnny and them this weekend. Y'all gonna see some more stuff from that. I think it's very, very important. I actually took the last 2 days off to go over there with them. I think it's very important to always be trying to get training and get knowledge. You can't put a price on knowledge and experience. I don't care. And if you can get with somebody like them, who there's no egos and they're eager to help, and then the person in front of them is eager to learn, that's when the magic happens. And so I had some questions, and I was able to go over there and get those questions answered and work with them and watch them. When you get around other people, they're really good. You pick up a lot of different tricks, and so it's good, man. But a lot of times with the chainsaws, man, the bad thing about them is, let's see where it's at, is egos get in the way. Egos will get you hurt. And like on my videos there, like the tree I cut down, or any of the trees that I cut down, like when I cut them and they fall right, it's in those tight areas, you'll never see me just, you know, bellowing out about it, because I mean, you got to stay humble, you know what I mean? If you don't get humble, the good Lord will humble you quick. I mean, he will smoke you down, and he'll make you realize, because I mean, I cut those trees and get out there and do that, but it's not me. God's given me the talent to do what I do, and I don't forget that either. But good trip over there. Actually coming back, every time I'm traveling, I try to think of who's contacted me about trees, wanting trees cut and things like that. Had to remember one that was over around McCall, Alabama, which was just outside of Birmingham. And those of y'all who follow me on Instagram have seen the Instagram stuff already. I called the guy, and he said, yeah, my son's gonna be there. So I swung in there, made a pit stop, looked at the tree, our gargantuous wild cherry, hollow as could be. Didn't know it was hollow till I saw it until I let the notch in it. I had a redirect with a big block out there attached to a monster oak tree, and pulled it over, and so we traded right quick. I did that job and still got home before 5 o'clock. So now got to go in here and get ready, but I got me an extra $5.50 over there for me. This is for me. So hope all y'all have a good weekend and all that stuff like that. So I'll get this video up here shortly. Everybody watch. So I'm gonna get in my 3500. I drove my 5500 all the way over and back, all through Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. It's fun stuff. I love that truck. Love it. I'd use it for a daily driver in a heartbeat, man. That thing's awesome. But so anyhow, if you need some tree work done, right there is Miss Piggy. If you need some tree work done, my email's right down below, or let's see, you can call that, yeah, that number right there. There you go. And answering service will pick that up for you, and just fill in the blanks. Catch y'all later. Later, taters.